Now, I ain't no big Britney fan or anything like that, but she does need to come back next season. Bronwyn, girl. Am I the only person who finds Bronwyn to be utterly exhausting? What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is season 5, episode 15. Next week is the season finale.
Holy stop. What the fuck is you doing, bro?
I am so sad about that. I can't believe we're only getting 16 episodes of an incredible season. I thought we were going to get at least 2 to 3 more, because I know that they had already started filming the reunion. I know we saw Lisa Barlow's reunion fit just yesterday, which I didn't like. Before we get into this review, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary, so YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. That being said, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to send a lot of love out to all of my folks out in Cali. I'm gonna post some resources in the description for you all who need it. Listen, I can't imagine. My heart goes out to you, and this is a really scary time. It just feels like there's always something. There's always something. Like, when are we going to be able to catch a break, you know? So my Cali people, my heart is with you at this time, okay? I'm definitely praying for y'all, and if I see any other resources that come up, then I'll definitely, you know, update the links in the description, okay? So we start this episode off with Lisa wanting to confront the women because the night before, Bronwyn told her that, you know, we weren't in a great space the last conversation that we had, and I was in a conversation with these ladies and I didn't like the role that I played in it. Lisa wants to round up the girls and see exactly what was said. By the way, my hair is kind of blowing because I have the space heater sitting right in front of me, honey, because you know, like, sometimes, like, you want to have your arms out, but you don't want to be cold. It's not that it's cold in my house. It's just like I like direct heat on me sometimes. Anyway, Mary's making a comment in the confessional that she's really happy that Robert Jr. is in rehab right now. She doesn't have to worry about him. Ordinarily, she would be checking in with him, but she's happy knowing that he's safe. So, you know, that is a relief to know. Meredith goes over to Heather's room. She's like, what's going on with Britani? You know, why was she asking me those questions at dinner? She didn't like that. Britani kept asking, Meredith, how are you feeling? And she asked her that more than once, I feel. And Britani understands the timing of reality TV, like when to bring certain things up, and I really appreciate that about Britani. I don't appreciate that she's a deadbeat mother. I hope that she does get that together.
That's what I want to see. That, not that other thing. That. I want to see that.
In terms of the show, in terms of this dynamic with the women and the tension that she brings, it's a great tension. And I just really appreciate her presence. So apparently Britani had offered Meredith a sleeping pill the night before.
Don't be tardy for the party, boy, you know that it would be a sin.
And I don't know why, but I cracked up when I heard that. It was just so funny to me because we, the audience, we already see Meredith as kind of like inebriated. We don't know if she's on a pill. We don't know if she's on a cocktail. But it gives that Meredith is on something. So now the ladies are on the bus and Lisa's like, well, you ladies had a conversation about me. What did you say? Angie is like, well, hold on. Now, what was said? Bronwyn is saying, oh, we all had a conversation about this, this, and that. Bronwyn, I think you're super weird for this. And it gives me, for some reason, you want to kiss Lisa's ass just like Heather likes to do. It's just so weird that you and Lisa get into it and then you immediately run to these girls for comfort. And then you run right back to her to tell what was said. This is absolutely ridiculous. And here's the thing too. Bronwyn was complaining that it's hard for her to get close to people. I feel like this is a part of the reason. I don't know, it's just hard to be on Bronwyn's side. She feels like she needs to be this truth teller, even at her own expense, even at the expense of people that she has formed these bonds with. I don't know. The way she's going about this is just so strange. Bronwyn is like, I told Lisa that I want to be transparent always. And Angie is like, well, what do you mean by transparent? There's nothing transparent about carrying back a conversation that was held behind closed doors. I'm with Angie on that one. So Lisa is yelling and she points to Angie and Whitney and she's like, I heard you two were talking about me. And Bronwyn is like, that's not true. I said that all of us were talking. Lisa starts yelling again, of course. Y'all know I'm not a fan of when Lisa starts raising her voice, and then Whitney immediately checked her. Whitney told her that she needed to shut the F up or something like that. She basically started cussing Lisa's ass out. And anytime Lisa gets clocked by Whitney, I particularly love it. Because I know that Lisa feels some type of way about Whitney specifically checking her or saying anything to her. I know she has an issue with accountability in general. She doesn't like anybody to say anything to her. But Whitney more specifically, she hates it. And I love that. Whitney and Lisa are going back and forth. Brittany turns on, the video feature on her phone and she starts recording. Angie clocked it immediately. She's like, wait, everybody. Brittany is recording this. She's like, I'm not recording this. And they're like, yes, you are, because why would you be recording the back of the seat? Baby, when I tell you, Meredith is 2 seats behind and she starts going off. She's like, you need to leave. You need to get out of here. You're so vile.
That was inappropriate. You can leave now. You can leave. You can leave. Get off the stage and leave.
This whole episode, this scene was comedy. Brittany's like, I was just gonna send it to my daughter. She scored 100 on her math test. I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, she's such a bad liar. I feel like if you're gonna do certain things, you gotta know how to lie or you gotta stand in it. Brittany needs to learn how to lie better. She needs to learn how to lie effectively, or she just needs to stand in, I'm doing something that's out of order right now. So Brittany the entire time is trying to act like she wasn't recording them, but production actually caught her. She recorded their conversation for about 24 seconds before she got caught by Angie. So we got Angie, Bronwyn, and we got Meredith especially jumping off into Brittany's ass at this time. Brittany is like, oh my gosh, you guys, it was an accident. They're like, you got to take accountability. They're worried that she's going to go and post it or send it. Now, you got to remember, coming off of the heels of, the trauma that they experienced with Monica, like posting all of these things online about them, I feel like Brittany could have had like a little bit more sensitivity to that. But I also feel like Brittany is not thinking like that. I feel like she's super blonde and they are triggered about this. And she doesn't get that. And she's like, oh, you guys are just so triggered. That's not what you say to a triggered person. Because even though they are triggered, they might say, oh, I'm not. I feel like it's okay to be triggered. And they very much were. But also she was wrong. It's both. Both things are true. So the ladies are like, who are you sending this to? She's like, nobody, I'm saving it for later. So she has changed her story a few times. She's like, I'm just sending it to my daughter. Oh, I'm just saving it for later. I'm not sending it to anybody. That is incredibly frustrating because girl. Meredith is like, I don't want you around me. I can't believe I had you in my home. You're vile. Mary's like, get her, Meredith. When Mary said, get her, Meredith, I was cracking up because for a second, I forgot that Mary was there. But when I rewatched it, Mary was in the back like this. You know that older woman in the meme who, she is seeing somebody like arguing with somebody and she steps like, she like nods her head to like agree with somebody else. But that was Mary in the back seat. Baby, when I tell you I guffawed at that, okay? Now, I'm thinking the way Britani is recording them, I am thinking that it was coming from an innocent place. I'm thinking she was going to maybe send it to Jared or another friend. Look at how they're carrying on. But Britani, if somebody was recording you, I don't feel like you would like that. Heather says she's embarrassed that she brought Britani around. Lisa said she'll never trust her again. Meredith is saying, you're spreading lies and rumors. And then Bronwyn also jumped off into her ass again. And Brittany's like, guys, if you just press this button. And Bronwyn was like, oh, brother, we don't need you to be Steve Jobs right now. And it was also like, girl, you're really trying to like manipulate the situation and you're not good at it. Like, you just need to own that you were recording them and be like, look, I was just going to send it to my homegirl. Like, I really didn't mean any harm by it, because you are adding more fuel to the fire the more you lie about this. The bus comes to a stop. Britani gets off the bus. She runs off and she starts crying and sobbing loudly. And Angie is like, guys, I actually think that was a lot. Maybe that was a little bit too much. Whitney goes outside to console her. Mary's like, y'all can feel sorry for her all y'all want, but she deserved that. I'm with Mary. I didn't feel like it was too much. She got what she deserved. Like, girl, you can't record people. With this group of women specifically, they have a sore spot around that. The producer is now having a confessional moment with Britani, and they're like, well, it's weird that you were recording them. And Britney's like, no, I wasn't. And she is really going for the gusto with this lie. And here is where I kind of got like, okay, the producers can see everything. They can see all. Why are you lying to them? I understand lying to the women, the castmates. I get that. But lying to production, they rolled the tape back where she actually got 24 seconds of them, you know, arguing. And she's like, I literally got 1.5 seconds. It wasn't even anything. And it's like, girl, you're not smart. You're not smart. If anything, you want to have production on your side. You want to have them in your pocket. I'm not saying you have to kiss their ass or anything like that. But I feel like she could have answered that question truthfully and made it like a messy and fun moment behind the scenes with production. I feel like that would have worked in her favor, you know. But lying to production too is like, girl,
because I won't sit here and listen to your lies.
wow. Whitney's like, well, how do we know that you didn't send that off and delete it? And Brittany's like, well, you can look at my deleteds. I said, Lord, not the deleted. They are driving to this place where it's like a bridge that they have to drive into. They drive over the bridge, which seems really intense. I'm curious, did they have to go over the bridge like one ATV at a time, or were they all on the bridge together? Because that bridge was looking a little bit rickety to me.
Spooky hooky.
So now we have the ladies having lunch together. Mary is like, Britani, why are you so quiet, babe? Brittany's like, I'm just internalizing. And Mary's like, internalizing that you got caught? And Heather and Lisa start jumping off in her ass at this point. And then Meredith got started again. She's like, well, you're a liar. I don't know why you told people that I was throwing up. And Brittany's like, okay, there is one thing that I haven't come clean about on this trip. She starts breaking down and she's crying. She's like, I dare not even say it. And she's like, the one thing I haven't been truthful about is that I lied about not sleeping with Jared. And I could hear the collective confusion around the world.
And I was just like, huh?
Because we all knew that you were sleeping with that man, baby. When you said that nothing happened between you all, nobody believed that. I know that this is just a way of her deflecting and manipulating. You know, Heather is saying to her, like, listen, I have compassion for you in this moment because I completely understand that. I've been shut out of the Mormon church and community. And listen, I get the religious aspect of it. And, you know, you can't do certain things. You can't live a certain way. But, oh my God, imagine being in your 50s. Imagine being middle-aged and worried about what somebody thinks, what somebody has to say about you simply sleeping with somebody or sleeping around or whatever it is that you want to do as a grown-ass woman. Oh my God. Free the girls. Free the girls from religion, honey. Free the girls from the patriarchy. Free them. Free them. To freedom! Oh, I can't imagine. Now listen, I get it. I get the religious aspect of it, but girl, this ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. So what are you talking about? Whitney does a really good job of clocking her in this moment, because Whitney is like, listen, girl, we all come from that lifestyle and that background. People think certain things about me and Justin because we had an affair, whatever. Cool. But girl, you're running around, you're drinking margaritas, you're in red lingerie, and you're running around with Jared and all of these men. So it's just weird that you're bringing this up as if you have a hang up about it specifically. I love that Whitney clocked her in this moment. Whitney ain't got shit going on this season, but she is very much in the pocket. She is clocking the girls. She is adding comedic relief to a lot of these scenes. I mean, Mary is the MVP and so is Angie, but Whitney is a close third for me this season. She's doing a good job. Now Britani is the victim again. And then at some point, you know, Meredith says something to Britani. I can't remember exactly what she said. And then Britani is like, listen, I'm sorry if you felt as though I did blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry if you felt as though I carried this back. And it's like, Britani, I gotta clock you again, because you know that that's not an apology. You can't say to somebody, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It's not that they felt that way. It's that it happened. Either you're going to apologize for it or you're going to truly stand on, I said what I said. So Meredith clocks her about that. She's like, girl, it's not an apology. That it's not that I felt that way. It's that it actually happened. The ladies get off of the van, and Angie jumps down off of the van into like one of the tour guys' arms, and she's got her legs wrapped around him. Baby, when I tell you, Angie was lit. Do you understand me? So they're doing like a little souvenir shopping trip, and then we see them all getting ready for dinner. Mary is, you know, doing her hair in her bathroom. Angie goes into her room. She offered to do her hair for her. And Angie is saying, I know that Mary is going through a lot, and I really want to support her because she is important to me. Let's put a pin in that, okay? So then we see Meredith going to Heather's room saying, hey, can you hear me from my room? Because I can't hear you from yours. She has it in her head that Britani bugged her room. So now they start looking around the room for a potential bug. I want them both to be serious, because I know that they don't think that Britani is really capable of this. Like, I think that Britani is really blonde, but I think that she can be calculated in other ways. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that she is like this level of crafty that they think that she is, okay? I don't know. Meredith is a ridiculous person. She is clocked in this season. I will give her that. Meredith is doing a great job this season. Meredith used to be my fave. She's not my fave any longer. The way she started this season talking about how she wanted to get deeper into her Jewish faith because Israel is experiencing a lot of anti-Semitism right now. I just thought that that was a really disgusting reason for her to circle back to her Jewish faith. And I thought it was tasteless and tacky. I thought that it was tone deaf, and I thought it was violent. And after that, I didn't see it from Meredith anymore. But I can acknowledge that she is doing a great job this season.
That's one thing about me. I give tens what tens are due.
Meredith keeps harping on this. It feels almost as though there was a conversation that was had with Seth that she doesn't want the group to hear, because she was crying, she was coughing. I guess she was crying that loud. She was crying and having this conversation loud enough for Britani to hear it. And maybe there is something else a little bit deeper that is going on that Meredith is, you know, not making the audience privy to. I just thought it was funny in this moment how Heather made her kind of like, okay, show me how you were coughing. Like, she made her recreate the entire scene. Hilarious. Now we have the ladies getting together for dinner. Angie says, I don't feel like we got to address the conversation you brought up, Bronwyn. It was messy. And I felt like it was weird that you spun this story and then went running to Lisa with it. Bronwyn says it's about her and Lisa getting into a space where they're good, getting on the same page. Whitney is saying it seems as though you feel guilty about something that was said during that conversation and you wanted to run to Lisa and clear it before we had a chance to talk about it. Whitney is right. I felt like you could have went back and told Angie and Whitney, listen, I was uncomfortable about the conversation that we had. Can we meet? Can we maybe like talk about it? Can we get clear on it? Or maybe like, can we have a conversation with Lee? I don't know. I just felt like she could have went about it a different way, because you already formed a bond with these ladies. So it's like, you're breaking up the friendship with them. You're so concerned about your friendship with Lisa that you're willing to burn all your other friendships. That's really strange. So then Meredith starts up with Britani again, and she's like, I just find it funny that nobody else can hear what's going on outside of these rooms, but you're the only one who heard me throwing up, and I wasn't even throwing up. Meredith is like, you recorded us on the bus. Why would I not think that you put something in my room? So the women are all kind of looking at each other like, okay, baby, when I tell you Whitney is so amused. She is trying to hold back laughter at this point. So now the ladies are all driving back to the villa. Angie is like, that conversation with Bronwyn was just blown out of proportion completely. Was anything bad said? And so Heather is like, well, the conversation stems from, you know, Meredith sticking up for Todd whenever she brought up the infidelity. Heather is like, Bronwyn didn't feel supported. She felt as though you co-signed the emotional affairs, but she said it and she kind of scurried off right after she said it. And Meredith is sitting there in the moment trying to process what Heather said. Heather just dropped the bomb and then tried to scurry away. Meredith is like, wait a minute, Heather, what about co-signing emotional affairs? Like, what are you saying? Like, were y'all talking about my marriage? And, you know, Heather's like, listen, there's a bigger issue. We need to solve the conspiracy about whether or not there are bugs in the room. And Meredith is like, I don't care about that. Heather, you brought this up and now you want to deflect. You got to stand on it. Meredith is asking Heather a direct question and Heather is deflecting. And it's like, girl, Heather, you should have just shut up. Heather's like, well, why are you yelling at me? And Meredith is like, it's because you're starting more rumors about me and I've had enough of the lies.
Stop spreading those rumors around. Stop spreading the lies.
Get your story straight. Treat me with kindness and respect. Don't tell my stories. Don't say I'm co-signing affairs and infidelity. Instead of Heather addressing exactly what Meredith is saying, she's like, oh, she's reading into something deeper. Now, Heather, you were very much talking shit with Angie and Whitney, and I just want you to own that, because you were one of the main ones that was saying, oh, you know, something about emotional affairs. Now Meredith is talking to Lisa. She is going off in her room. Mary is like, no wonder Britani can hear you, okay? They can hear this whole conversation. Angie and Whitney have their ear close to the door, and then at some point Meredith is like, and I bet she can hear what I'm saying now, and then they kind of run off. I thought that was funny. So next week is the season finale. I hate that for us. I thought we were going to get 2 to 3 more episodes, but then we see a preview of Angie crying and Mary crying. Angie is saying, I don't like you shutting me out like this, and Mary is crying saying, well, you hurt me. I said, what is going on?
The state of love, bonding, trust, real friendship.
And then, oh, we see Meredith yelling again. But I hope that Angie didn't go off and tell one of the ladies like what is going on with Robert without, you know, Mary's permission. I hope that it wasn't that. I hope that whatever it is, they can get past it, because I really do like their friendship. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Go ahead and get down in the comments with me. Let me know how you felt about it. You know I want to hear from you. Hit the like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.
Come on. It's me, Al Grande. or call me Papi Chulito. Yo tengo mucho loving for you mommies if you legal. For honeys, nothing equal to the way I tap that spot. Get your cat high, guess what? You hit the jackpot. Candlelight dinners for you winners. See, I'm like Don Juan, beat me, sweetie. I get in ya. Sugar, I'ma put you in a beautiful